Hey everybody, welcome to the December 4th MakerDAO community call. My name is David. I'm the core community lead here at MakerDAO, and I like to lead these meetings every Tuesday. Definitely come join us if you're watching the recording. We love having a big group in here so we can get questions and we can get some discourse going on later in the call. But in this call, we're going to go over some of the stuff that has been happening in the MakerDAO universe over the last week. And basically, to start off, I like to go over what some real life events that we're attending are. I know that Lenka, our European community manager, she is at a conference called Slush. It's a conference that's it's student run and tuned towards like tech startups and startups in general. And our CEO Rune is over there. They're having a blast from what I heard. She usually attends these meetings, but she is currently super busy with that conference. And then we have our South American community rep, Mariano. He's on his way to the LaBitConf in Chile. It's a LaBit conference, and he has a keynote there, so he's speaking there. And that's in a couple of days, but he's on his way there now. We have our Chow. Chow is I believe our I'd say I'll say Eastern community rep. I'm not sure if he's specifically in China, but he is going to be doing a bunch of meetups over the next couple of days. There is a Maker Status Kyber meetup in Shanghai, which actually happened 2 days ago. Sorry. Then there's a Maker Status Hydro meetup that happened yesterday. And today he's doing a Maker Status meetup in Shenzhen. And then he's going to be attending Eat Singapore from December 7th to 9th, along with a bunch of other Maker people. Du, who's actually on the call, I guess, do you want to take away and give us a bit of the events and stuff that you've been attending?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so I've been attending a lot of different events. So in terms of speaking so I'll be speaking at Seongbunga University this Friday. I actually invited some of my friends as speakers as well. So we're gonna go to the university, have fun, and they get hammered with a bunch of hard questions. I'm looking forward to it. And then next Monday, I'll be speaking at an exchange actually. And then, yeah. And then I have another speaking opportunity next Wednesday and Thursday. So I'm looking forward to it.
Nice, man, nice. So that's so you have the MedApps crypto conference in Korea that you're going to be speaking at on the 10th, right?
Yeah, so that's the exchange. Yeah.
Right. And then immediately after that, there's the World Blockchain Summit that you're going to be speaking at.
Yes.
Yeah, nice. All right, that pretty much covers it for just some of the events that are coming up in our universe. I'm going to move on to some of the technical milestones, notable things, partnerships, and new hires that we have we've had over the last week. So we had 3 new hires. We have Lassie, who's our new head of integrations. He's based in Copenhagen. He's actually going to come on the call next week to introduce himself and open himself up to questions and give a little bit of background about who he is and what he's about. We also have a new hire in New York, a girl named Madison. She is our AI and quantitative analysis lead. She's going to be doing a lot of the data-heavy stuff in terms of helping to figure out all the risk stuff and the governance stuff, and also just general. I think I need to get her on the call as well to explain her role a little bit more clearly, but I'm really excited to have her on board. Nikolai, who is going to be who is our technical account manager, we also took him on, and he's in Copenhagen. I want to get him on, but I haven't been able to get in touch with him in the last couple of days. That's it for new hires. We had a couple of cool things happen. Stephen Becker was recently interviewed in New York on Cheddar TV on the floor of it. I believe it's the New York Stock Exchange. And there's a pretty cool video here. If you guys want to check it out, just a couple-minute clip. And it was really cool seeing him on there. Stephen is one of my favorite people here at MakerDAO. Panda Exchange integrated DAI. DAI became available on Compound Finance, which was a really, really cool thing. I don't know if you guys know about what Compound Finance is, but it basically allows anybody to borrow the assets that are hosted on their platform, and also put up your own assets to be part of the lending pool. You can earn some interest on your stuff, which is also really cool. And DAI got integrated there, and there's some really interesting stuff happening with them. Crypto Cup integrated DAI and Kyber Network, and basically what Crypto Cup is, it's like a stable prize pool game. I don't know if it's like akin to sports betting, but I need to look into more of that. But Crypto Cup basically is one of our most recent partners. And then lastly, we had Free Wallet, who added DAI to its list of supported coins. And Free Wallet, it's a mobile wallet. It's on iOS, on Android, and it has a built-in exchange, like many of the newer mobile wallets that are coming out. Some highlights from the community. We have the Mary Merkel South Africa fundraiser happening right now. This year, they do it every year, so this year you can help build a school in South Africa for over 100 eager children to learn, and they accept DAI donations, as well as Ethereum and SNT. So you can make a big difference if you like to donate with your crypto. Here, I'll post that in the chat for you guys if you're interested in donating. Besides that, we saw some really cool stuff, like a working zero-knowledge circuit on the Ethereum mainnet with a demo featuring DAI, cleverly named ZK DAI. This caught me kind of off guard because, you know, ZK Starks and privacy tech is as cool as it is, but to have it on the Ethereum chain as a protocol and to have it, you know, live with DAI is kind of like it's almost like leapfrogging, but it's really I'm really eager to see them come out with, like, I guess, more audits and like more formal spec. But it's really cool that they already have this working. Another thing that came out was the CDP station. It's also another alternative UI for accessing and managing your CDPs on Settle Finance. And if you guys don't know about Settle, they are working on being a platform that offers all of these Web 3.0 financial services in one place. So definitely check them out. We also have another third-party CDP portal UI by Instadap, which we're actually going to be seeing a demo of in just a couple of minutes, by Somay Jain. He is an awesome dude out of India. Him and his team are out of India, and they just recently, yesterday, put it out, and I got to take a look at it. The UI is super clean and it looks super cool, and they're going to demo it for us in a little bit. And then lastly, we had one of our very active community members put out a podcast, the POV Crypto Podcast, episode 14, Bitcoin versus MakerDAO. And if you remember from last week's meeting, David Hoffman put out an article comparing and contrasting Bitcoin with MakerDAO, and he recently put out his podcast. Actually, he's in the call, so David, you want to speak to it a little bit?
Yeah, it was my favorite episode so far, and it's in under 2 days, it's become our most downloaded episode. Trumping,
really?
Yeah, trumping Amin Soleimani's episode from SpankChain. So yeah.
Congratulations, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, thanks. I've listened to it like 3 times now.
Nice,
so
nice.
I'm pretty happy about it. Getting a ton of good feedback on Twitter. It's cool to see the community just absorb it and respond to it so positively. So I'm honored.
Yeah, it's one of my top 10 favorite podcasts, maybe top 5 about Maker so far. So it was really well done. Did you get any cause any controversy? Because whenever you mention like Ethereum or DAI and BTC in the same sentence, you get some strong opinions. Was there any unusual negativity or any interesting feedback from Twitter?
Unusual negativity? No, just the normal amount. Yeah. So no, not so far. I mean, that's kind of the role of our podcast, is we try to give educated, reasonable responses to both sides. As you guys might have, if you listened to the episode, you would notice that my co-host is kind of more of a Bitcoin guy, and I'm more of an Ethereum guy. But we have both of our feet in the other person's camp, so we can understand and reason about other people's perspectives, and that kind of keeps the controversy down to a minimum.
Yeah, that was the best part. It's rare to find both sides of the story represented in the same podcast. I think we have this problem in our community. I think where we're either preaching to the converted or else we're shouting at the opposite camp, and finding somebody who's willing to have a civil discourse with some reasonable arguments was really refreshing. So thanks for doing that. I really enjoyed
that's
it.
Exactly our pitch to the world about why we're doing a podcast. So appreciate it.
Yeah, it's definitely a very important thing in the culture of crypto in general, not allowing yourself to be siloed and become like a team player where you like relentlessly just fit into your silo and like refuse to listen to like logic and reason. Like I love like the mentality and like the mindset of being able to take a different person's perspective or like a different perspective than your own, and to like reason and have discourse about it, because ultimately that's how both sides learn. That's how better solutions are come to, and that's how educated choices are made, right?
Absolutely.
You've been dropping some hints about another article coming up. Did you want to like give us a teaser, or is it too early for that?
Yeah, no, it's simply me creating a list of all the different ecosystem participants for the MakerDAO system. And so like starting, like it's basically like here's how you can participate, and like starting from like the easiest way to participate, which is simply transacting in DAI, to the most complicated way to participate, which is voting with Maker, and then talking about all the roles in between those. So seeing where you fit in the ecosystem, because MakerDAO is a collection of services, not just one service, and so different services will be better for different people.
Yeah, that sounds actually amazing, actually, and it's very timely as well, because we're sort of we keep on in the entire space. I think we keep on expecting the herd to sort of arrive, and I think in the last couple weeks, maybe the last month and a half, we're starting to see that, where there's a lot of new interest, and we're constantly having this challenge of dealing with onboarding issues and educational issues, and we're scrambling behind the scenes to get some really comprehensive documentation out there. But sounds like an article like that would be perfect for the questions we're seeing in subreddit right now.
I'd actually like to send it to you before I post it, just to make sure I have all my T's crossed and I's dotted.
Yeah, totally.
So I'll send it your way.
Yeah, we've done that in the past just to validate the technical aspects, and sort of leave the editorializing up to third parties. Yeah, sure. Definitely send it our way.
Cool. Appreciate it.
Cool, man. So without further ado, I'm going to let our guest, Somei Jain, introduce himself and give us a demo of the new InstaDApp CDP portal. Somei, are you there?
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Yeah.
Hey, man.
Yeah. So we are from India. I'm from India, and our team is also remotely all from India. And we had participated in ETH India as well as ETH San Francisco, and built wonderful dApps on MakerDAO protocols. So today I will demonstrate the recently yesterday we launched a mainnet version of our CDP portal, which was born out of ETH India hackathon. There we hacked on that protocol. So I'm sharing my screen. So all right. So is my screen visible?
Yep, I can see it.
Yeah. So we are trying to build a dApp and platforms for single page platform where user can manage their finances on a single dApp. And we're planning to integrate many protocols, and using DAI and MakerDAO CDPs as a core to the whole application. So at the moment, we have two services, InstaSwap and InstaBorrow. So InstaSwap is a swapping platform where you can swap any token with DAI or Ethereum, just two other currency. And today I will give you a quick demonstration of InstaBorrow, which we launched yesterday. So it's a CDP portal where user can manage their CDP, and we had reduced the complexity to a great extent. Like CDP don't know what CDP is. Even user might don't know what CDP is. User even don't need to know what is MKR token. All things are handled under the hood on smart contract, and user just need to know that they are depositing Ethereum and they are getting DAI. Even the fees, stability fees, you can see a separate section of this fees, which dollar in dollar, that how much fees the CDP accrued, and stability fees is also paid in Ethereum instead of MKR token. So let me give you a quick demonstration. Here we are. I'm depositing 1 Ethereum and taking out 50, 100 DAI as a loan on Coven right now, and so
I like that you have all the information on the bottom there, like the liquidation price and all that kind of stuff. I like that.
Yeah, everything, liquidation, it's price. So the benefit of is that user don't need to make multiple transaction, as well as even if they are paying back or withdrawing, they can do it in single transaction. For example, if I'm paying back of 24, and even if my CDP goes into risk, even I'm withdrawing Ethereum, it will not decollateralize, because as I am also paying back DAI as well in the single transaction. So the paying back transaction will happen first, and then payback transaction will happen later on. Yeah, and at the time of paying repaying your CDPs, the fees is not paid in MKR tokens. The fees is paid in Ethereum, which is internally swapped via MKR token using Kyber network. So let me do it 20. There's some I guess there's some fundamental errors on MakerDAO CDP portal on Coven network. We are facing some issues on that, which works fine on mainnet as well. Mainnet.
So I have a quick question. If so a user pays back their stability fee in Ether, and so your DApp in the background swaps that Ether directly for Maker and pays the stability fee that way.
Yeah. So the fees. Let me show you our smart contract always maintain a balance of one Maker. One MKR token is always available on our smart contract. So whenever a user pay back the DAI, our smart contract will pay MKR token, and that MKR token and the balance amount which is deducted from our smart contract will be reimbursed from the user.
I see. Yeah, I was gonna ask you, how do you account for like slippage in like the additional transaction? Okay, that's cool.
I also interacted with some people on MKR chat that how can we calculate fees on smart contract level. So there was no solution. So we just take the previous balance and after balance. Then the difference is swapped via Kyber.
Nice. That's awesome. That's really cool. So let me take a look at this UI. So issue over collateralization ratio. So 10 so this is showing that you are taking 10.3% of the available loan, or this is like, okay.
Yeah. So instead of using 150%, we are using 100 as a parameter, and 66% will be the liquidation rate of the protocol.
All right. Well, I have a question. Sorry, I apologize ahead of time if this is going to be a tough question to answer, but I'm curious about what kind of additional Solidity coding went in to make this happen, or whether you're just using our contracts and changing the interface, or is there additional contracts added to this?
Yeah, it's a completely different contract. Let me share you the code.
All right. Well, I guess that leads into my next question, though. So it's always tricky when you're adding new contracts to this. So have you guys done some code reviews, or has it been audited by anybody yet?
At the moment, we have a smart contract developer, Ravindra Kumar, who had audited our smart contract, and there are mainly three critical functions on our smart contract. First is drawing DAI, unlocking Ethereum, and transferring CDP. So we had thoroughly tested many times on Coven, even on main network. So there is no clue, because in every functions, the message.senders are used to track their activity.
Okay.
So only the person who owns the CDP can manipulate his own positions.
So yeah, that leads into my next question then. So is the custody of the CDP still remains with the end user here? So if somebody opened a CDP.
No. So our smart contract have a internal. So let me show you a graph here.
Yeah.
So this is our smart contract instead app, CDP resolver. Users are interacting with this contract, and this contract is interacting with the respective user owner of the CDP. So our smart contract maintains an internal ledger of ownership on individual CDPs. So if this user is the owner of this CDP, our smart contract will call this CDP, and internally it will keep interacting with Kyber network to pay MKR fees.
Okay, so what happens if somebody opens a CDP with your application and then they want to use it on the MakerDAO CDP portal? Can they switch back and forth, or do they have to give it?
Yeah, they can take back their CDPs to their ownership and to their address, and then move it up to MakerDAO protocol. So we are having an option to transfer CDP. Put your address here, and you can transfer it to your address. So
you can expose that through the UI?
Yeah.
Is that exposed through the UI anywhere?
No, not yet. We have a couple of even the user who are using MakerDAO CDP portal can switch back to our protocol, and our user can switch back to your MKR MakerDAO protocol. So we will add that feature in future as well. As of now, we are just keeping it simple.
I see. All right, that looks really interesting. The UI is amazing. I love the simplicity of it.
Yeah, and the best part of is the fees. There is on the MakerDAO protocol, it was pretty hard to track the fees, how much it charges. So we gave it full-fledged on front end, and even the user is paying it in Ethereum. In future, we will also support DAI to pay fees instead of Ethereum.
Are you guys charging a premium anywhere here?
No, nothing. At the moment, we are just focusing on increasing the users, and we are not charging anything. Just a user will be charged 2.5 stability fees from Maker protocol. That's it.
That's really cool.
So when that bar hits 66.6%, that's basically an unsafe CDP, and it can get liquidated, right?
Yeah. So and 87 is the liquidation price.
Mm-hmm.
So user can, and we are also going to support that anyone can collateralize any one CDP and even draw DAI from even wipe DAI from any CDPs. So if a couple of people are managing single CDPs, that will be a very good feature.
Yeah, cool stuff, man. Really good job. I love the UI again, and it's really cool. Definitely would love to see you guys post something about like security review and do something more comprehensive. And because I think that documentation in public with these dApps is like really important. I always see like new projects posting on Reddit. Like one of my first two thoughts is, has the code been reviewed? Who's it been reviewed by? And is it documented anywhere so I can read about it? But yeah, good job, guys. Good job. Oh, so how big is your team?
We are currently a team of 7 people, all working remotely. Yeah, remotely from India, and we are figuring out how we can expand and hire more talented minds in our team.
You guys are operating like under a grant, or this is like a side project for you guys?
Yeah, we are operating. We won hackathons, so we have enough funds to finance the project.
Nice. Which hackathons did you win?
ETH India and San Francisco both.
Oh, nice.
I should also point out, well, somebody's here, that it's his team. They've been doing some impressive work for a while now at various hackathons, and we've had lots of chats. And they're going to be, I think, the third organization that MakerDAO has chosen to issue a grant to for another project that they're working on. So everybody should expect to see some more very cool things coming from their team.
Yeah.
Awesome. Excited to see more coming out of you guys. Very good stuff. So I want to open it up to anybody who's in the call. If you guys have any questions for Somay, definitely chime in or put it in the chat. I'll be happy to read out your questions if you guys are shy of the microphone.
Yeah, for sure.
But in the meantime, if nobody has any other questions, I'm trying to see if I missed anything. But Rich, what do you think? I think I pretty much covered everything. I'm trying to think of because I usually forget something in these meetings.
No, nothing sticks out in my mind. Usually, more the community managers are here to fill us in, but there's nothing much happening.
Yeah, everybody's out today. Everybody's busy at their conferences. But anyway, yeah, I guess if you guys in the chat and call have any additional questions, even unrelated to the app, I'm happy to leave it open for a few more minutes. But I think we'll probably end this meeting a little early today.
All right.
Yeah, so May, thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate it. Whoa, that's like Inception. I feel like I'm in the Matrix. All right, yeah. So if anybody has any more questions, yeah, we can conclude this meeting. But that pretty much wraps up this week at MakerDAO. We had a couple of partnerships, a few new hires, a bunch of events that are going on, and eager to see what next week has in store.
All right, bye-bye, everybody.
Take care, everybody.